What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video here on my channel. Today we're looking at penny stock MEET. So far, based on the way it's been trading today, we feel it's actually going to be breaking out pretty soon. So I want to point out a couple interesting things that I've noticed on the stock so far, and then what we kind of anticipate is a likely outcome, and then we're going to kind of show you guys how you would go about kind of analyzing this in real time and then kind of go about trading it. So let's jump into it. The first really interesting thing that we notice about this stock is, for one, it has a pretty nice gap up. Though it doesn't have a lot of volume, it still pushes up out of the gates and kind of goes on like a little mini run. It first tops out here at 369, putting in a high of day, and then it kind of crashes down here pretty aggressively. And then we bounce. Now this is where it gets interesting. After this big move, I don't know if I want to kind of jump in, but if you pay attention to the volume and the price action, you'll see something pretty significant. And that is, once we drop down, even on really heavy selling volume, we bounce and then we kind of just sit here sideways. Nobody is buying and nobody is even selling. Well, there was someone buying, but hardly anything. Nobody is selling the stock there. So after we drop and after we bounce, nobody's selling it. So there's nobody participating in selling that stock based on what the volume is telling us. How can the stock go down if nobody's selling? And as soon as we get this nice little green push in volume, we're kind of off to the races, back to the upside again. So what we're paying attention to is sort of a little bit of a developing bullish pennant. So what we're looking for is a pennant pattern to really break out. And what we're starting to see here is the form of an ABCD pattern as well, which is high of day is A, first low on the day is B, first higher low on the day is C, and then we're going to look for a D move, which is essentially a breakout. And so the ABCD move is a common formation. Again, remember, it is up move 1, down move 2. That's your first low on the day. Bounce, pulls back, puts in a higher low from B. Again, C is higher than B, higher low. And then you look for a breakout into the highs. So what we know is we're starting to change direction a little bit, because you can kind of see that trend line from the high day down towards the first top here is starting to break. So we're starting to see some additional buying volume coming into the stock now. Big volume. So this might break here. I'm very hesitant towards buying this right now, and the reason being is because normally a first attempt push and or move at the most significant high on the day normally does not break out. So I'm going to look for a slight pullback. If the pullback holds above this previous high here, that's a good indication that we're going to be breaking out here very, very soon. So if we can hold support over this 365 level, that's a good sign. The candle can go through it, that's fine. We want to see if the candles are closing above this white level that I just drew. That's the significance, that's the importance. The importance isn't exactly how the candle goes down below it, it's whether or not the candle respects it. So far it's respecting it. Look, we drop below, we're up and over. I'm going to get a position of 2,000 shares ready to go here. I'm going to put my order just above the breakout level. There we go. So what is our order set at? Order set at 372. The breakout should happen at 372 to 371, 372. So let's see if we can get this bad boy up and out. Okay, notice this too. If you look at this current red candle, sure it's red, but look at the selling volume. There's that right there tells you that there isn't a whole lot of participation selling on that candle currently. Doesn't mean that it won't. But if you look at the volume, a lot of times you can give yourself a little bit of confidence just to be patient and not freak out, because when you look down there and go, yeah, the candle is red, but nobody's really selling that. And look at the buying volume previous to these selling candles. Let's zoom in a little bit so you can get, get a better picture on just how little that selling volume really is. So look at the previous buying volume. It's in the 100,000 and 21,000. These selling candles are at 7, 8, 5, and 8,000. So very, very little in comparison to what we were just doing. Look at how the candle's just sitting at 365. It's not breaking down. It's just simply holding there. And if you look at the level 2, you also know there's a decent amount of people bidding at that price. So it's possible to say that market makers or any retail traders may have been trying to hold that price at the 85 level. The buyers have obviously left now because we've broken through the 365 mark. Again, as I said before, that's okay. That tells us that we're just most likely not going to reverse and break out right now. It might take another couple minutes because we didn't hold above 365. But if we can get the price back over 365 in the next couple candles, that still gives us a good indication that we can essentially be breaking out. Also, I do want to mention part of the reason why I'm seeing this as a long play, and I'm actually going to move this order down a little bit to the 371 because I do think we're about 371 because I truly think we're going to be breaking out. And another thing I haven't mentioned is there's been a lot of retail traders shorting this stock. So whenever we get a good amount of retail traders shorting penny stocks, there's a good chance we're going to see a short squeeze. And I believe that's what's going to help lead us into this breakout as well. All right, guys, so we kind of just had a quick whip down candle that got bought right back up almost instantly. So a lot of times when that happened, that is just going to be a stop loss candle, and that's a good indication that we'll be moving higher shortly after. Because think about it, if this really wanted to break down, why did it come all the way right back up to just where it was currently at? If it really didn't want to be here originally and it went down, why would it come all the way back up just to stay right where it was currently at? That's a good indication we can be moving higher here pretty soon. Also note the volume. This whole thing is the pullback. From this high down, that is the pullback. Look at the volume. Nobody's selling it anymore. Nobody is selling down on that pullback currently or anymore. The price is very hard to get it to drop if nobody's taking part in any selling activity on that stock. We have a red candle. Oh, it's scary. Look at nobody's selling. There's no activity. This is a situation where if you're long, you just continue holding. So also note, guys, that what we're doing right now is we're basically just putting a buy order over the breakout level, saying we do not want to get filled unless this price is in fact getting over this level and does touch this price. And we do not want to pay anything above that price. So pretty much this means if the price breaks out, hits our order, we'll take those 2,000 shares at the price of 371, but we will not be willing to pay anything higher. So if it goes up to 371, it can get filled and come right back down, and we could essentially go red. It can go to 371, get filled, but we will not fill anything else above that level. So it's possible even that when we break out, we're only going to get filled 500 shares or maybe even, 1,000 shares. So here we go. We're starting to push up. As we break out, you're going to see me decrease my position size, or I'm already going to get ready to if we get filled. I'm going to immediately probably sell half of my position as we break through, and if we get a nice jump, I'm going to sell some just to lock in the profit. And then you can just kind of let some ride without being as, scared to hold. So again, we had high of day, low of day, C, which is the higher low from B, starting to break out is D, and we will sell along the way up. Something common you will see with breakouts too, guys, we're jumping here. This is good. Something common you're going to see with breakouts is that when they break out, a lot of times they'll immediately come back down and just retest the previous breakout. In this case, 370 was the breakout. We jumped over it, came right back down to it, held, and now we're starting to creep up. That's a common thing you will see happen. And many new traders will buy a breakout. It will come down. They'll stop out because they either put their stop too close or they just close out themselves mentally. and then it comes right back up, and then it goes on the rip, and then they're like, ah, dang it, scratching their head. And that's because a lot of times the price will come up, test the breakout level like you're seeing right now, and then it will go. If we zoom in, you will see that that candle is sitting directly on that price. We've pressed up, we've tested 1, 2 times, and we are holding 3 times. Actually, we've tested that level. This is good. Here we go. We held that level very nicely, and now we're just starting to break up. Oh, wow. Let's see. Holding pretty well here. Thought we would jump a little bit quicker than that. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get ready to potentially sell some. We only have about 20 seconds left on this candle, and we're starting to go strong. That's good. Always make sure if you're trading a 1-minute chart to have a time clock that tells you second by second how much time's left on the candle, because that can tell you, hey, I only have 5 seconds left. Let's just see how the candle closes. Many times, if you just give yourself another 5 to 10 seconds to see how a candle will trade or close, it could be the determining factor between far more profits. That selling volume there on that candle is very scary. That is the type of selling volume that would make me very cautious about holding. But nobody's buying or selling. I'm going to sell this. I just sold half my position just to play it safe here. And since that selling volume is so heavy, if we jump here, I'm going to take a little bit more off just to play it safe. All right, guys, so we jumped up there a little bit, but again, it's just kind of being lackluster right now. So I'm decreasing my position size a little bit more. Only going to keep 500 shares on. Now what we can do is just put this 500 shares either to a break-even stop or below the most significant key level to lead to the breakout, which would be right here. If the price were to come back down below that point, this thing would be bearish on the day. So we're just going to put our stop below the most significant buying point or key level, which is at about 365. So we'll go down here and we're going to put a stop just at about 365, a little bit below it. And now we can just let this run and see if it works. So I've closed out the position. That is exactly how you guys could go about trading a simple breakout to placing a stop loss and then just kind of leaving some on to see if it will work out. See, many times when you get into a trade, it will go well, and then you'll close out your whole position just to find that later in the day the stock continues moving. So a lot of times that's kind of my go-to sizing strategy. Take a decent amount of shares, get the predictable move, make some money, set your stop loss to either a break even so you can't lose on the trade or below the most ideal key significant level that would tell you if this spot breaks, the stock is no longer bullish on the day. I hope you guys liked the video. I hope you learned something new. Always make sure to hit the thumbs up button, as that helps our channel grow tremendously. And as always, thank you guys for tuning in. Comment in the section below with any questions, and I will see you guys on the next video. Take care.